it's Mac. Today's video is about rats. Might seem gross and dirty, but rats just happen to be my favorite animal, even though I've never met one. So I have a different and more accurate view on the animals than most other people. Because of this, I want people to learn how rats really are and how sweet, intelligent, and lovable these wonderful animals can be. So that's what this video is for. Without further ado, let's get into the video. In our society, rats are collectively considered gross and dirty, who live in sewers, eat garbage, like pizza, and have taken over New York. But you can thank us humans for that. The rat species that are found in urban areas around the world today are Rattus rattus, and the most common, Rattus norvegicus, are considered Old World rats, therefore originally from Asia. But due to human travel and trade, rats quickly expanded around the world. These rats are now only not found in the Arctic, Antarctica, some small islands, certain protected areas in New Zealand, and the entire province of Alberta, Canada. Why Alberta? Well, they pride themselves to be completely rat-free. If you like, I can make a video about that, but it might not be out in a while, like a year. Sorry, but lost comes first. So, if you think that the rat infestation is a problem, we brought this upon ourselves. And since they have a symbiotic relationship with humans in cities, they have to live in our sewers and eat our garbage. Sometimes they have to be gross. But rats are inherently very clean animals. They clean themselves all the time like cats. So if you're thinking about getting rats as pets, they're pretty clean housemates. And you don't have to worry about cleaning them. Please don't clean them, that can really mess up the oils on their body and hurt them. Connecting to the topic beforehand, another big misconception of rats is that they started the plague. Again, this is not true. Like I said before, rats have almost always lived with humans, and many have thought that they or their fleas made the disease spread from home to home. Yet, this is not true. New data suggests that, again, like I said before, we caused the plague. As many of us may know, humans of the 14th century didn't really know anything about hygiene or germs, so life for peasants was pretty disgusting. Waste was thrown onto the streets, food and water wasn't clean before partaking, and humans were infested with lice, parasites, and fleas. Therefore, many historians believe that human fleas were passed between humans, and the plague with them. So again, don't blame rats for what we've caused. The final topic I'm going to talk about is, are rats and mice related? Rats are widely confused with mice. Are mice baby rats? Are they the same species, or are they closely related to them? There's a lot to talk about in this section, so here we go. Mice are not baby rats. Rats and mice's babies are also called pups, pinkies, kittens, or kits, as with other rodents and mammals. In actuality, mice and rats are in the same genetic family, Muridae, with animals such as other different types of mice, rats, as well as gerbils. For context, that's the same relationship between us humans and apes, such as chimpanzees, gorillas, and orangutan. The main reason why people think mice are baby rats is that they are similar to each other, which is not untrue, but misleading. They are both rodents, and as mentioned before, both are in the genetic family Muridae, making them fairly genetically similar, which makes them fairly physically similar. Similar food requirements, similar personalities, and similar body structure. But they're still very different. First of all, rats are huge compared to mice, which reflects their care in the pet world. Mice are able to live in 20-gallon tanks, while rats have to live in larger than you think, wire enclosures, because of their size and the amount of pee, and therefore the amount of ammonia. If they lived in glass enclosures, their respiratory systems would be affected due to the amount of ammonia. Mice, on the other hand, can live in tanks because they're smaller and therefore don't make as much ammonia. Also, while male and female rats can live with their respective sexes of rats, with proper introductions of course, only female mice can live with each other. Male mice, due to their territorial nature, cannot live with other male mice, even if they are neutered, or they will fight at some point, hurt each other, and potentially unalive each other. They must live alone with female African soft-furred rats, or must be fixed to live with females. Please don't house females with males for either animal unless you will have babies and you definitely don't want that. There are enough rats and mice already. Also, don't house rats and mice together. Rats eat mice in the wild, so they will attack and potentially eat the mice. So yeah, there's a lot about rats, and I don't know if you could tell, but I really like rats. Just so you know, I'm not a human hater. I just really like rats and feel like they're mis and underrepresented in media and history. I am an actual human. Or am I? If you like the video, please like and subscribe. It's a big help for the channel. Thanks for watching.